Hello, I'm Mike Cooper, and if you're looking for 5 ways to improve your company right now in the midst of this recession and crisis, you've come to the right place. My name is Mike Cooper with Action Coach, and I recognize that these are tough times. I mean, people are dying as a result of this COVID-19 and this disease. But we also have to remind ourselves that in addition to all the bad things that are going on, we have to press on. And it's important that we take advantage of the opportunities that we do have to make a difference. The Chinese word for crisis, as many of you may have heard by now, is a combination of 2 words, danger and opportunity. And there really is a danger in doing nothing or not really thinking our way through this event and this crisis. And there's great opportunity if we do. So first of all, I want to assure you that while things are challenging, they're not impossible times. It's also possible to improve, and it might in fact be the best time for us to improve. And a couple of examples come to mind. I've been through 4 recessions in my career, counting this one. In '91, I worked for a mid-market company. We were just a normal service company, but the leadership of that company guided us to an average of 10 to 20% growth through the recession. And then in 2001, following 9/11, which was obviously a horrible event, I worked with a Fortune 500, and we grew nearly 15%. And the region that I was over grew over 20%. We actually upgraded our talent, our strategy, and our focus, all at that time as a result of that crisis. In 2007, I owned 2 companies, and I was coaching a couple of dozen other business owners. And on average, there wasn't a ton of growth in those companies at that point in time, but we did manage to double the profits on average in those companies during a 2-year period. So today I'll share the 6 steps that you can take now to survive the crisis and prepare for a rebound. So if you need any help with recommendations, I've listed some resources up here. You can go to Eventbrite, coachmikecooper.eventbrite.com, and it will show you all the webinars that I have. I have a webinar coming up that's going to go into a lot more detail. It actually has 12 steps that you can go through to improve your business and access to some more. YouTube, probably where you're watching this right now, and then my email address. If you have any concerns or questions or would like to reach out to me, that's my email address, mikecooper@actioncoach.com. And I'll just note that I'm doing free brainstorming sessions with companies now. I'm not charging for it. Just anything that I can do to help. That's why I got into this business, and I intend to keep that going up. I've got 5 pro bono coaching hours per week, so reach out and I'll be happy to help you. So let's move on and get started. Number 1, the first thing you have to do is you have to have a plan. There has to be a clear and convincing plan that your team is going to buy into. And you need to be taking massive action now. As I mentioned before, this is no time to sit pat and wait and see. Waiting and seeing isn't going to help. This is going to be weeks, not just weeks, but months for our company and for our country rather, to work through this. This is a recession that we've hit. There's a lot to work through. It's not going to change overnight. Even though it kind of fell overnight, it's going to take months to climb out. This is also going to be a permanent shift in many ways. It's going to be a permanent shift in how we do business, maybe not in a big way, but it's going to be a permanent shift in how we interact, sell, market, interact with each other. So for that reason, we've got to be working our way through and building a plan. So the first part of a plan is to make sure the money part is sound, right? You got to make sure that the financial piece is intact. And with the new legislation that's been released, it's incumbent upon each of us to make sure that we understand that legislation fully and how to implement it within our company. I've listed a couple of websites here. This is in South Carolina, York County Chamber of Commerce, the Chester Chamber of Commerce. Go to those websites. They have great links and great information, downloadable forms and links that you can go to. And then the U.S. Chamber website, U.S. Chamber of Commerce. If you look those up, they'll point you in the direction where you can get all the forms that you need. Really, no matter what state you're in, it'll at least give you the federal information. And then in your local state, you should check out your Chamber of Commerce and see if they have local materials as well. So anyway, going back to the financial piece, you can't manage the financial piece if you don't take advantage of this legislation. There's literally free money available for many, many companies. Time is of the essence. This isn't going to be a big government program on the front end where you're going to have to get your money from the government. What I'm hearing is they're going to work through local banks. You'll probably be able to put in your application and receive your money through direct wire transfer to your bank in a matter of minutes. And that's the word that we're hearing was within a couple of weeks. So stay tuned on that. Go to these websites, download the forms, stay up to date. But you got to make sure you know what's going on with this act. If you don't know what to do or you can't understand the legislation, reach out to your CPA, reach out to your attorney, or if you want to, you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you any way I can. Back to the financials. We have to have clear financials that reflect the reality of today. You got to look at your run rate for the 12 weeks prior to this crisis, and you got to look and estimate at your run rate for where you are right now. Do a 75% of sales scenario, a 50% of sales scenario, whatever is realistic, and then you're going to have to redo your finances and your expenses around this new sales reality. If that's not something you can do yourself, reach out to your CPA. Your CPA should be able to help you with that. If they're not willing to help you with that, reach out to me. I can get you to a resource who can help you, or possibly even I can guide you through some of it. There's going to be big things also that you're going to need to do with regard to these financial plans. There are rules in these plans, or rules with this federal legislation with regard to furloughs, how you let people or lead people into furlough, how soon you have to bring them back, reporting that you need to keep track of. There's a lot of details with these laws, so make sure you get the right help that you need. Second most important piece, could put it first, is lead. Effective management is all about tasks. It's getting people to do the right thing. But leadership is more about heart. Leadership is getting people to see your vision, buy into your vision, realize that there's something bigger than themselves to get behind, and then stretching people to do and see and be more than they thought they might be able to be, do, or see before. I bet if I asked you right now, think about somebody who encouraged you, challenged you to be more, you'd be able to think of somebody. I bet money on it. So now is our time as leaders. We've got to do this for our teams. We've got to cast the vision of the future and challenge each of them to do and be and act and be more. Now, why would they want to do that now? Gosh, you're probably the best option they got. A lot of people aren't looking for jobs right now. And that's what leaders do. Leaders inspire people to do and be more than they thought they could be. 3, you need to be the first to change. We need to be the first to change as leaders. The practice of the past, if our team sees us just doing the same old, they're not going to be encouraged to think outside the box. So we need to demonstrate and communicate how we're changing on a daily and weekly basis so that our team knows that that's a realistic expectation for them as well. And then this kind of goes along with number 4, is give people something positive to focus on. There is so much negative media out there, and I'm not ripping on the media. It's their job to report, and they report a lot of negative stuff. We've got to be communicating the positive, and you've got to command the attention of your team. And if you don't give them something positive to focus on, they're going to focus on the negative. At least some of them will. And we can't have that happen. So communicate not only a specific vision, but you've got to get them focused on X right now. Now's a great time to be looking at the 3 most important business processes in your company and improve them. Or your marketing channels, improve it. Your marketing message, improve it. Sales scripts, what was it? What should it be now? Should it be more sensitive, compassionate? Should you be talking to people about grow? No, we probably need to change those things. Are you calling your 10 best customers, or 10 calls, or 10 customers a day? Are you working on daily and weekly reports where your team report all these things up? One practical suggestion is all the things that I just mentioned, put somebody in charge of it. Have them report progress or ideas, or lead corrective action teams or brainstorming groups on how to improve each one of those areas during this downtime. Now, you might say, well, I don't have the money to be able to have people just sitting around thinking about new ideas. Well, there's probably a practical reality to that, but could they spend 30 minutes a week or an hour a week? Especially with the government assistance that's coming, now is a great time to take advantage of having your team and you improve your overall business. The last thing I want to recommend, and this is extremely important, we as leaders have to keep ourselves fresh. This is number 5, keep yourself fresh. Don't work 14 hours a day, 7 days a week forever. If you have to do it to understand this legislation, understand your financials, and get your plan together, then do it. Do it over the weekend. Do some late nights. But your team shouldn't see you slaving away 7 days a week all the time, or you're going to burn out, and they're going to burn out with you. So take care of yourself, get plenty of sleep, eat right, exercise, and don't overwork yourself. So those are the 5, I said 6 critical things earlier. It's actually the 5 critical things that you need to be doing now in times of crisis. I consolidated 2 of them. But take this information to heart. Look for more videos in the future. Here's my key information. I got into this business to help people, so reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you or direct you to someone who can. Mike Cooper with Action Coach signing off. Have a great day.